a Bishop production.
Hello everybody, this is the Bishop doing a, well, not a tutorial. This is a tier 9 ship, so if you're playing tier 9s, I'm pretty sure you don't need a tutorial right now. This is just more for the player who's just bought the Neptune here and is interested in seeing some builds, upgrades, captain skills, and then I do a gameplay which turns out pretty well for the Neptune here. But first, let's go ahead and start with the captain skills. You see I have 17, 2 more to go, but you'll see I've taken preventative maintenance. That's minus 30 to the incapacitation of modules. I'll explain the reason for that later. Here we have expert marksman, which my main guns are 152s, so I get the plus 2.5 increase to the turret rotation. Now the turret rotation of the Neptune is already pretty good, and that just makes it better. A must-have for the Neptune, expert smoke generator. Neptune, Edinburgh, you live and die by your smoke. This makes it bigger, gives you more maneuverability room, and you can let another ship in. A little more on that later too. Adrenaline rush, we all know what that does. The less your hit point pool, the less your reload rate. So that goes perfectly hand in hand with survivability expert. That increases it by what, tier 9 by 350, so that's 3100. So that just gives you that much more reload decrease. Here I take the superintendent mainly because it gives me that 4th smoke. Like I said, you live and die by smoke, and as an added bonus I also get that repair party, extra repair party. And like the Edinburgh, the Neptune can just repair massive amounts of energy. It's just hilarious, like 60% or some shit. And then this one here, you will put this on as your first tier 4 captain skill. If you do not, people from Mars will see you and start throwing asteroids at you. I am not kidding. Get concealment expert. You just can't stress that anymore. So let's go ahead here and go take a look at the modules, my upgrades, and ammunition and consumables first. You'll see I do take a premium damage control party. Normally I probably wouldn't, but there's so many fire fags out there. Those goddamn Atlantas, all they can do is fire HE. They can't aim worth a shit, so they don't use armor piercing. So as long as I can hit the ship, I can start a fire and cause damage. Yeah. So that's that. Here I take, you gotta take a premium repair party. I mean, like I said, the amount of repair you can do with this ship, it's worth it to have it. The hydroacoustics, I don't take premium on that because I don't think I've ever used all 3. I use my hydro if sometimes I get caught out in the open ocean, I gotta pop a smoke. Or sometimes I'm in a group of islands where destroyers might be lurking, so it's a good thing to have a hydro here and there. And then of course you've got to have premium smoke expert. Get the bonuses from that because, like I said, the Neptune lives and dies by the smoke. After this, let's go ahead and take a look at the upgrades. Now you see here, I went ahead and took magazine modification 1 because I am sick to death of being fucking just critadelled. So that gives me that minus 70% to magazine detonation. The main armaments, basically all that does is survivability and repairability of your main armaments, and people aren't shooting at my guns. It's either the fire fags who don't care what they hit, or the guys who really know how to shoot something, and then they're shooting at your belt. You also saw me point down there, if you're doing an AA gun build, that AA gun build's nice to have. Here I take the damage control because all the propulsion and steering does is just give you minus 20% to repair and fixed time, so you take that. Here I go with aiming systems modification 1. I do not take main battery 2, mainly because I get -7 to the dispersion of my shells. Since I'm firing so fast, 4.4 salvos a second, I want that dispersion. That was a mistake. I meant to show what main battery does, and it's just not worth it to me. +5 to battery reload time, that might get me down to like 4.2, and then they're giving you a +15 to your traverse time. Now granted, the Neptune's pretty fast, but I don't need that fucking +15, so just not doing it. I thought aiming systems was a lot better to take. Kind of there we go. Now it's moving on. And then of course, if you're doing the AA build, you want that instead. Next, you'll see I have another damage control party I could have taken, but instead I go with the steering gears here, mod 2. The reason for that is that -20 rudder shift time. Now, like I said, with that smoke screen expert thing, your smoke screen's bigger. And this the Neptune, like the Edinburgh, is a fucking hog. It don't want to turn, it don't want to accelerate, nothing. So this -20 is a big help when you're in your large smoke area and you spot torpedoes coming in. You know, I always try to keep going in full reverse or quarter speed forward, so I at least have a little speed going and I can get those steering gears in. And I can't count the number of times I've avoided torpedoes just because of this -20 to the rudder shift time. It's just nice to have. Next I go with Concealment Expert. I don't even look at the others. You should not either, and you will take Concealment System Modification 1. If you took the Captain's skill of Concealment, okay, they don't see on Mars no more, but guess what? Those people on the moon, yeah, they see you, and they're still going to start throwing chunks of rock at you. So yeah, you just need to get that. And then here you'll see I finally take a main battery modification 3, and here's why. -12% to that battery loading time. I mean, that is just awesome. Granted, we do take that -13 to the traverse speed, but that's why I went and took the expert marksman to try and offset that a little. Granted, it's not a lot, but hey, it's a little. And I've right now, I'll show you here in just a second, you know, my 180-degree traverse speed, I believe, is just 19 seconds. Here, let's go ahead and look at, yeah, 19.1 seconds. You'll also want to notice you're only doing 3,200 damage with those 152s of yours. Yeah, those are not a big gun. So when we get into game, I'll explain more. You'll see your secondaries, your 114s. I mean, they're almost as big as your main battery. And here, look at it. You even got anti-aircraft guns that are as big as your main battery. I mean, what the fuck? So, you know, that's the reason I went with the main battery. And then, of course, if you're doing the AA build, you want that instead. Yeah, I know the numbers only go up to like 99, but I think if you actually add this all up, I think it's probably up to like 115 anti-aircraft rating. It's just ridiculous. Here's the flag. I put this on everything. If you don't have it, oh well. As far as signals go, if you're an anti-aircraft boat, that's a must. I put that on sometimes for secondary batteries. You know, just my mood sometimes. That there's useless to you. That one is, again, that's a sometimes thing, like this guy here. You've got the torpedoes. Granted, it's a +5 to your magazine detonation, but well, I've got -170, so take that. This one's useless to you. You don't have HE rounds. And this one I've actually used a couple times, and I did ram a battleship that had more hit points than me and lived. This one, there's your -100% to magazine detonation. Add that to mag mod 1, and there's your 170. Use them if you got it, fire extinguishing. Use it if you got it, flood fighting. And then this one, shit, spend real money on this if you want. I do sometimes. +20 to the amount of hit points gathered from your repair party. I mean, it's just incredible what your ship can do. I've seen over 60%. Over 60%. I sometimes even use this, add that 5% speed, because like I said, it's a hog. It doesn't like to move. It's the same as the one above. Use it if you want. This, if I have them, I use them. -5 for consumables. Love it. Quicker I get my smoke back. The economics, it's really up to you what you use. I mean, I save that for premium ships only. This one here, I don't really need it because that I don't really need. That one could work. I only use that on premium ships too, but our clan has such a high ship repair rate that, well, you really don't need ship repairs. So here's the camouflage. That's what I'm just using right now. I just won all these just recently in the last couple of days, so I'm gonna have to go through and see what these do and start using them. But normally I just use the one you see I have checked. I don't pay that 4,000 or what to get that perma camo. I just don't think it's worth it. But anyways, that's how I set up the ship. Let's go ahead and move in on to battle here. Alright, so the battle's just started. Basically, just going to go straight ahead and watch and see what the group does. I'm thinking about covering Bravo there. There's that island there that's straight ahead of me, a little bit left to the left there. It looks like that Charles Martel, was that what it was? Got a destroyer up there. Looks like he's going to help out a little bit. Got that Z-23 up there further. I don't know if he sees anything, but he's just giving away his position. So I'm moving a hard right here because I'm going to help support Bravo. I'm actually considering, as I get to this island, making a hard right and swapping my guns over to the port side. And the thought's occurring right about now, and I'm actually getting ready to do it, and then suddenly, oh well, something just appeared over there. Alright, let's maybe not do it. See if anything else shows up. And lo and behold, there's a Fletcher. So turn and look at him. First thing I do is I go full reverse, and then we start doing some blind firing here over the island. If you notice, one of Aslan's mods that I use is over there to the left. It's the circle up and to the right of the compass. It shows the direction of the enemy ship, and as opposed to the direction of my ship. It helps aim when you're doing stuff like this. It tells you if the guy's coming. Sometimes I have trouble noticing if the guy is coming to or away from me, but you'll see he popped his smoke there. I think that destroyer there is right there, that Z-23, I think is within 2 kilometers, so he's not hiding in his smoke. He's just trying to get around the corner now. And my shots ain't landing very well here. I've only scored 3 hits for 13 damage, so no big deal. Then here comes another one. Looks like he's going to take the same line, so I'm thinking, all right, same thing. Let's start blind firing some shells over there. I keep going back and forth, watching that little Aslan's mod thing I do. You'll see me move out of sniper mode into map mode like that, just to check the area around me, see what's going on. And there we get a peek at that destroyer. I see him. There's some overpens. I kind of got an idea of where he's at now, so now I'm actually scoring some hits. But he's moving into that island now, which he should have just gone straight into the island, which is what I think he probably should have done. Instead, he tries to come out, and now you'll notice he's pointed a little bit to the right, but he's going back behind the island. So you can see what he's doing now, especially with this mod. That really helped me. Now he pops his smoke. Unfortunately, I think that Z-23 is still the 2 kilometers away required to end, but I don't know. Does WG make it so that even though you're 2 kilometers away and there's an island in between the two of you, you still spot the guy in his smoke? That don't sound right. But well, anyways, he's visible and in the open, and 4.4 reloads is just taking this guy down. There was a 4,000 point hit, and this just finishes the poor guy off. I mean, the 10 penetrations there in the last 2-3 volleys. Ouch. So I was in full reverse there for a while, so now I'm going ahead and punching the speed back up to full forward. Looking at the mini map, it looks like the group's kind of still here, but drifting a little bit south and a little bit east. So I'm going to start moving down that way. In the meantime, taking pot shots or whatever I see, and then lo and behold, looky here, we got ourselves on an Atlanta Tier 7 versus Tier 9. So yeah, we lock in on this guy hardcore. I pop my smoke because I don't want him seeing me. And let's go ahead and just start decimating this guy. What? He disappeared. Okay, there he is. So disappeared. What the fuck is this? It's like I'm playing whack-a-mole with this guy. And it appears and disappears again. I don't get that at all. This is wargaming's horrible physics programming. Actually, I think they do it on purpose, you know. They program shit like that. Hey, let's make the ships disappear when they're only 8 kilometers away. So I'm looking for this guy. I don't know if he's turned right. Oh, there he is. All right. Now he's broadside to me. He knows I'm in the smoke, but he can't hit me. He's under my 9-kilometer range, so I'm going for belt hits right now. I'm not going for superstructure. And pow, there's my citadel. There's the big hit. But then watch this. Complete miss. Complete miss. Complete fucking miss. 3 salvos, not one stinking hit. Then I pop him with six penetrations there, and then he's behind the island, and that Akatsuki's gonna get him. Boom. Unbelievable. Now this is gonna play an important part of the game here later on. Just watch this. So now I'm just kind of looking around, wondering what to do. Look at the mini map. It looks like that push south is still going. I still got 23 seconds in my smoke. If you see Aslan's mod there, down to 20, 19, 18. See, it turns red when you're getting low on smoke. And so I go ahead, yeah. Once I get down to about 13 to 15 seconds, I go ahead and hit the accelerator and get going. Right here, I'm just taking pot shots, hoping I hit some superstructure, get a few thousand points of damage. But now that my smoke's over, let's not shoot right now. So at this point, I'm just watching the mini map. Yeah, I'm turning south. I see what's going on here. Most of the team's going south down that, looks like the 7-8 line. You know, I got that rune straight ahead. I got a Nagato sitting over there a little ways. So I'm thinking, let's see if we can put some shots on that rune. Now he's 15 kilometers away. He's at the edge of my limit, but he is turning into me. Look at my Aslan's mod thing. He's turning hard into us. So that one scored nothing. Oh, those fell short. There's some hits to the bow. 4,500. Someone hit him big. Oh, and then I just come in and finish him off with a 5,000 point hit. Yeah, that battleship hit him big for about 10,000 there, if you saw that. So now some more turning south, trying to figure out now what. I guess let's just kind of get with the group here. And then up, looky here, 3 ships just suddenly spot, pop, pop, pop. Got that Nagato over there, got a Colorado over there. And I think that was at Turpids, headed towards Bravo. But my first thought here is to get up in that smoke and maybe put some shots on the Colorado. Taking a peek at him, I was thinking about maybe lobbing some shells up and over the island, but it's a low percentage shot, and I don't want to be spotted yet by anything. So what I decide to do is I'm going to flip the guns over to the port side. And now I got that turpits showing up. I'm thinking, God, I'm kind of confused here a little bit what to do. Turpits or Colorado? Turpits or Colorado? I don't know which. So I head towards that island that's like down on the Bravo cap point. It's at like the 4 o'clock position and then extends down southwest a little. I'm just going to head right towards it because I got the turpits to the right of me, I got the Colorado to the left of me, and I got a Nagato in front of me. So the turpits is coming at me. I go ahead and single fire my torpedoes. This is done on purpose. I'm firing at a single point. And if you look at the torpedoes, they're kind of falling in line with each other, right? So I think that kind of works better. Instead of doing a spread and hitting land, instead I'm trying to shoot it all through the land and at least, you know, get more than one hit that way. So I see this Nagato here in North Carolina. They're going to go at it, and I decide, it was just about 10 seconds ago, I'm going to run into this island. I've already gone into full reverse. All I want to do is stop. The best way of doing that is run into an island. It doesn't damage your ship none, and it puts you right in reverse. Of course, I'm already down to what, like 7, 6, 5, boom, then I hit it down to 1 in reverse. So I only lost like 5 kilometers. But when you do it, when you're going like 30 kilometers an hour and you want to just stop and go in reverse, go hit an island. So I'm thinking, Nagato, you're dead. Here's some torpedoes for you. I don't know how you survived the Colorado. You almost took them down. But I figured, what the hey, have some more. Go ahead and switch the guns here. Secondary's already on him, and yeah, this ain't gonna end well for him. A couple thousand on the superstructure hits, and then bam, 2 hits. Now, if you saw that, you saw that his bow guns were pointed right at me, and I wasn't sure if he was gonna shoot those at me or what was gonna happen there. So I popped my smoke. But I did it too early. I was in full reverse, and you'll see, well, I went right out of my smoke. A very common tactic that Neptune and Edinburgh players, you got to avoid doing it. You got to know when to pop that smoke. You got to be going slow enough to pop that smoke. Otherwise, you're just going to drift out of it and get annihilated. I got lucky there. Why? If you watched, you'll see his guns were turning to the front. They were turning away from me. I thought he had me dead to rights there. So that's why I popped the smoke. So here I'm looking at the turpids, and I'm thinking, all right, 6 kilometers away, let's maybe hit him with some torpedoes. Oh, but he's getting hit hard. He's hit his repair. It's not keeping up. There's just too much shit hitting him. I go to 1 torpedo, and I think, I don't even think 1 torpedo is going to make it there. So let's just switch the guns, see if I get a lucky hit in there. And my guns don't even get into play before he's down. So we come over here to these 2 ships. I immediately go after the Kutuzov because I've got a mission that I'm doing. I got to do something like 200,000 damage to Russian ships. So I fire this first salvo right off the hip. I just put it somewhere, fire, aim, see where it goes. Way behind him, so I adjust. These go long. And then my next salvo, hey look, I got a hit. Whoopee. 3 salvos, 1 penetration. So I figure, okay, I got a destroyer and a battleship over there on my right. I'm going to hang a hard right, fire a couple of torpedoes, I'm thinking, and then just go to the guns and hopefully finish them off. No, that's not going to happen. He's been taken down. So I immediately go to this Colorado, and I hadn't noticed that radar symbol right away. I noticed it right as I fired. I'm like, what the fuck is it? And it's this guy here. I'm like, oh shit, where'd he come from? Okay, torpedo. Do I want to fire a single torpedo? Or do I want to fire a group torpedo? Maybe I want to switch. Just fire something. Do anything. So I end up just firing a single torpedo. You know, I couldn't make up my mind there what I wanted to do. Do I want to fire 1? Do I want to fire a spread? Do I want to switch to guns? Couldn't figure it out, but managed to get at least 1 torpedo off, which amazingly enough almost hits the guy. Look at that. It passes just behind him there. And so I'm able to get off some turret shots. There's 1 turret, 2 turrets, 3 turrets, and down he goes. So a little bit of hesitation there, but at least I got the sink. So now you see I got 4 ships down. Would have been 5 if I hadn't missed 3 entire salvos on that last guy. And there's something that Aslan's mod needs to fix. That's a mod I use that tells me when torpedoes are coming in my direction. They'll be yellow if they're close, or they'll be red if they're dangerous. And it doesn't matter if they're friendly or enemy, they're red. So I've been looking into trying to get a mod that colors them like friendlies are blue. You know, so I don't come out of Zoom and have to look around and shit like that. But anyways, that's the Neptune with 4 kills. I believe the damage was like 89k on that one. I've actually done as high as 170k, or I think it was 168k with the Neptune. I got that up on YouTube also if you want to watch that at some point in time. But anyways, that's the Neptune for you guys. I hope I gave you some ideas, some hints. You all take it easy. This is the Bishop signing out. End transmission.